So today we're going to talk about the April Fool's Day Goku and Vegeta. Now there's not really much here for me to talk about because both of these units are pretty self-explanatory. They're both multi-turn attack and defensive build-up units that gain their separate boost per each card. And the reason why I say that is because Goku gains 88% defense when performing a super attack, which is obviously really nice, and Vegeta gains 88% attack when performing a super attack, so they're pretty much separate in some regards. One gains an attack buff when facing extreme class enemies, and one gains an attack buff when facing super class enemies. And one starts out with his defensive buff at the start of turn, and one starts out with his attack buff at the start of turn. I'm gonna honestly say that these two are not really that special, but the thing is that these two were quite good for their release. I would say so. And typically, I'm not a guy that advocates for units getting their EZAs immediately after they come out. But for this case, I feel like it's completely fine because I will say they both need it. Because if we take a quick peek at their pre-EZA, it's like Vegeta's better. And it's easy to say that because Vegeta starts out with a defensive buff and he builds up 50% defense for 4 turns. That's like, we're already done talking about that. And if we go over to Goku, Goku only gets defense performing a super attack. So after he performs a super attack, that's it for his defense. That's all. Which is why I would say that them both getting their EZAs to make them both around the same level is very, very important. Because Goku is pretty much buns before his EZA. Meanwhile, Vegeta is just looking better because he's a multi-turn defensive stacker. And Goku's just a multi-turn attack stacker, which, like, who cares? We don't really care about a multi-turn attack stacker during the God event meta. Although you weren't using these guys inside the God event, I would say that for off-meta content, if we just switch it over to that part where these guys are excelling at, for like long events, these two worked rather well. And you needed to get missions done, you can get them done. Because, for example, if you had to do like Vegeta's Family Legendary Goku event as a mission, this guy would be very useful. The same example would go for Goku, as well as Goku. He would be like, I don't know, low class warrior for the legendary Goku event. You would go and get that mission done, and this guy would work rather well because, of course, this guy is super physical, going up against the toughest super int boss in the game. Well, he wasn't the toughest super int boss at that time because, of course, we had the God event, but he would work rather well inside that low class warrior team to get that mission done. You guys get exactly what I was going for. I mean, legendary Goku event, that's long past is the toughest content in 2020, like, one. Well, 2020, of course, Extreme Super Battle, and 2021 being the God event. But you guys get what I'm trying to say. Him being a boss that some people wouldn't be able to get past because they wouldn't have enough units for that specific team to run and get that mission done. But the case is that you can use him and the Vegeta to get missions done, and I would say that that would be something that would consider them a plus. That's good for sure. Now, the only issue I have with both these units is that they're not really impressive outside of the stacking department. Now, you take a look at their passives, right? They're pretty much mirrored versions of each other except with some core differences. That with Vegeta, he gains defense at the start of turn and his attack buff on super, as well as Goku gaining his attack buff at the start of turn and defense on super. And the thing is that they're not both doing nothing special at all. They're not a stunner, they're not a sealer, they don't see super attacks, they don't have damage reduction, they don't have guard, they're not doing anything that would separate them from the bunch when it comes to free-to-play units. Now, sure, were they good in 2021? Yes, I'm not trying to say that they weren't good. But the thing is that, guys, 2021, what units did we get for the 6-year anniversary? I'll wait. We got Tien and Roshi, and we got LR Master Roshi. Those two units, specifically LR Master Roshi, set the bar so goddamn high for free-to-play units and expectations for future free-to-play units that everyone wanted to see free-to-play units after those free-to-play units be good. And what happens is that when you don't make free-to-play units as good as you made those units, then it starts to look a little bit weird. Now, the only exception I'm gonna give is to the LR Zamasu Goku from the 5th year anniversary. I think it's a-okay that that unit sucked ass because that's the first LR EZA and they're experimenting. But of course, we go into the next year, that being the 6th year anniversary, where we get LR Master Roshi, and he's fucking amazing. Of course, LR Master Roshi's amazing in the God event. He's amazing inside Battle Road. He's good inside long events for sure too, because he's able to get his active skill off in there too. And of course, Tiana Roshi's obviously good. I would also go as far to say that the was it the Krillin 18? Krillin 18 weren't really the craziest for the God event, but their orb changing was definitely something useful. And I seen some little like weird niche strats where people would use like a nuking item and they would have the Krillin 18 on rotation with LR Evolution Blue Vegeta. Bro, you guys are some creative people inside the Dokkan community, because that was a pretty nice strat that I saw that was able to take down. It was one of the God event bosses I can't remember, but it's whatever. Now this guy and the Vegeta, of course, for the God event, I'm pretty sure I already stated already, you're not going to really use them. For off-meta content, this is where they excelled at, and the problem with both these units is that these two guys are not particularly doing anything special at all. But outside of that, I would say that they were both good free-to-play units, and one thing is that they both have, now, in this day and age, a very healthy amount of 200% leader skills. So let's go ahead and take a peek at their 200% leader skills right now. I'm not going to go ahead and make a cut because I pulled up their 200% leader skills before I started the video. Vegeta has 5 200% leader skills. His first 200% leader skill being Turles' 200% leader skill to Pure Saiyans, Space Traveling Warriors, and Planetary Destruction, which Vegeta is on. He's also on Raditz' 200% leader skill to Saiyan Saga, Pure Saiyans, and Space Traveling Warriors. He's on Itmon Vegeta's 200% leader skill to Vegeta's Family and Gifted Warriors, as well as the Majunior's 200% leader skill to Gifted Warriors, Terrifying Conquerors, and Battle of Fate. And his last 200% leader skill is to Ginyu, which is Terrifying Conquerors and Space Traveling Warriors. A 2021 free-to-play unit having 5 200% leader skills is obviously something that is impressive, and I gotta give praise to that. Although he's not gonna really be looking that great on those 200% leader skills, listen, 5 200% leader skills is obviously, that's something. That's good for sure. And for the Goku is on 7. He's on 7 200% leader skills, guys. That's something I gotta stress that is good. Although he's not really that great himself in this day and age, that's something that I can't shy away from. I can't brush that off. I mean, guys, there's Dokkan Fest out there who don't have 7 200% leader skills. Let's just keep that in mind. There's LRs out there who don't have 7 200% leader skills. Okay? That is something that is very important to note. Now, his 7 200% leader skills is to, of course, first being Turles' 200% leader skill to Pure Saiyans and Low Class Warrior. His next 200% leader skills to Dokkan Fest God Goku, that being Pure Saiyans and Power of Wishes. And the next 200% leader skill is to Tech Bardock's Goku's Family and Pure Saiyans. And coming up next is the Kai Goku 200% leader skill to Turtle School. And of course, his next 200% leader skill is to Yamcha and, well, not Yamcha, excuse me. Yamcha's 200% leader skill to Earthbred Fighters and Turtle School, as well as Saiyan Saga, obviously, because he's on Saiyan Saga. He's also on Vegeta and Trunks' 200% leader skill to Bond of Parent-Child and Battle of Fate, because of course these two are both on Battle of Fate, because it's Goku versus Vegeta. Makes a whole lot of sense that they're on Battle of Fate, obviously. And his last 200% leader skill for Goku, of course, that being Earthbred Fighters and Battle of Fate, coming from the 23rd World Tournament. Goku, I love this unit. This unit's very fun to use. Now, let's go ahead and just go over quickly what is good about both these guys. Now, the first thing I want to say is that Goku definitely has a better link set than Vegeta, out the gate. So, I would say Goku, first we're going to talk about Goku. Goku, good link set. I would say he does, of course, have a good super attack effect just like Vegeta, and his passive is good also because he does gain defense and super attack, as well as him building up an attack defensive buff for multiple turns. So that's pretty much about it. The core thing that I like about this Goku is just his link set, really. It's like All in the Family, Prepare for Battle, the same lineage. That's a pretty good mix of links. And then going over to Vegeta, I mean, Vegeta, of course, I would say his link set is not as good as Goku's, but it is still something that's there. Over 9,000. I mean, it's a good link, 10% attack and defense, but if you take a look at who's on over 9,000, it's like, come on now. But yeah, the same thing will go for Vegeta. Is pretty much good. He hits slightly harder than Goku because he gains his attack buff on super attack, and of course he has a good super attack effect just like the Goku. So I think that is really about it. I think they're both good units for their time. And today, obviously, they're not going to be really looking that impressive because their units from 2021, and this is all they particularly have. But other than that, I mean, Vegeta with 5 200% leader skills and Goku with 7. Listen, there's Dokkan Fest and LRs that don't have 3 200% leader skills. It's pretty goddamn crazy, I know. But yeah, I appreciate you guys for watching. You guys are the best. I'll catch you guys next video. I love you all. Peace.